Today I'm going to do a focused video, so I'm going to concentrate on showing you how I cover my dark bags on a day-to-day basis. So it's products that I use in my own makeup bag every day. I've always had dark circles under my eyes, even as a kid, like you see pictures, and I think it's just naturally thin skin. I also think I might be slightly deficient in iron now, but that's another matter. So I'm just hoping it would be helpful. I actually decided to do it because one of you lovely Instagram friends direct messaged me and asked for a video of how I cover my bags. So I'm going to go a lot more in depth from this to this. I've quickly popped on my skincare and a bit of foundation. I'm going to start off by using the La Roche-Posay Toleriane Ultra Under Eye Cream, and I find that is a really nice one. First of all, I like the hygienic pump on it. Tap it in. You can use like your ring finger if you want to be a bit more delicate. The reason I like this one is it kind of hydrates around the eye, but it also adds like a nice little glow. Particularly like just doing the little tap in just to get the blood circulation going. It's one I learnt recently. I did like a little Chanel skincare masterclass that they held. It's along those lines. I'll show you a new one because it looks nicer, but it's actually the Erase. This is my grubby one. The Instant Age Erase concealer. I've used it multiple times. Sorry, but it's just, I love it because it doesn't look dry or cakey, and I do actually sometimes use it in my pro kit, but I obviously don't use it straight on like this. If you're going to use it, if you're a makeup artist, just rip the sponge off and you can pump it out onto a palette. In terms of the area to apply it, this area here is where you'll naturally get much darker. I also get a little bit of darkness around there, and I try not to put too much excess in this area here, as I am 35 now, so that's the bit that kind of really creases up. Now I'm going to use a firmer brush just to kind of push it in, which is similar when it's a firm dense brush like this to if you're using a sponge. I do like sponges, but I'm kind of a brush lover. I'm a bit old school me. So this is the Morphe G31, and I just find with brushes you can get them nice and clean. You can also just use your fingers to tap it in. You kind of press in the product in then and taking off the excess. I don't tend to use these sort of concealers when they're a little bit more glowy over the eyelid, because I just find that kind of creases my eyeshadow a bit. Now you could easily leave it like that, but I just like to add a little bit more coverage. MAC Studio Finish Concealer, and this one is an NC20 to match my skin tone. It's more like a yellow undertone. The way of gauging what kind of tone you need to go for is not just your skin tone, it's the sort of underlying colour that's around your eye. So if you find it's quite blue, sometimes a slightly pinky concealer can work just to counteract that. I kind of do get blue here and like a little redness, so I prefer the more yellow undertone. I like to use my fingers with the Studio Finish just because when you warm it up it tends to melt into the skin a little bit more, because it is a full coverage, quite a thick concealer. When you're using it with your fingers you can just really just press it into those areas, and it means it's not going too heavy. And again, I'm starting the application where I want more coverage, so it's just really in this area and not using too much here. With a clean finger you can kind of tap it off. Working, I always have these concealers to hand just to top up people's makeup, because they are so easy and they work so well. Just using it with your finger, you just get like instant coverage that you don't need to carry around a brush and things. For setting it around your eye especially, you really don't want anything too oil absorbing, even if you do tend to get oily skin. I prefer like a mineral based powder. One of my favourites at the moment to use in my own kit, in my own makeup bag, sorry, is the Radiant Fusion baked powder from Kiko, and I'm sure you've seen me use it a lot. I like it. It's got a little bit extra coverage. It does lock it in place but doesn't make it look too flat or too dry. And when you're doing the powder, it's really important that you're pressing it in as opposed to dragging it, because if you drag it, it's going to go patchy. Also, you really want to make sure that it hasn't kind of creased or anything around the little movement areas, otherwise when you set it, you're kind of setting it in a creased position. I haven't found that baking's really worked out too well for me. I find if I put loads and loads of powder, at my age I just look a bit like it all just creases together and makes me look older than my years. And if you really do find you get quite dark under your eyes, you can kind of use a technique that you use for tattoo covering where you do it in layers. So once you've set it and you feel like I want even more, you can always just put like a little extra layer of that concealer over the top. Thank you for watching. I hope it was interesting and I didn't bang on too long. And also thank you to Nicole for the request. That did actually really help, having a little suggestion. So I'm looking forward to chatting to you all soon. Bye!